on that level. I'm gonna have to check it out. But our next level, our map, it's gonna be Anubis here, and this is where I worry heavily for VICI Gaming because it's Anubis. We're going to see Sombra, and we're going to see
on both sides.
Yeah, on both sides, but we're going to see Yuan Fang on the Sombra.
Yuan Fang is a much better Sombra than Yumu.
Yeah.
And a story, period. I'm
sorry,
sorry,
just going
Yumu.
to say it.
I'm
Overall, much better flex support than
Yeah.
Yumu. And this is a terrifying feat for VICI Games to actually pick into this here. They might, I don't know. Like, this is where MT1, on maps like this, they actually experiment a lot. Right, so we might see triple tank, we might see 2-2-2. There are a lot of things we can actually see come out from MT1, and so I don't know if VICI Gaming have a proper read on this team for this map.
I think Dia is going to run Widow.
Yeah,
I think that the Widow is the plan for Anubis here as we open up on that dropship with a Murloc on it.
You know the ramen shop one on Anubis. If you shoot it, it actually makes noise.
I did know that.
What?
Actually.
Oh. You know who's not making noise? Tanku, as he falls to Crystal already. And this is what we saw last time, actually.
This is bonkers. There's
They ran this against MY.
James, there is an Orisa on the field.
Orisa,
Holt,
Junkrat, Widowmaker.
Who goes there?
All the defense you could ever need. MT1 already putting the fear into VICI Gaming. And I actually, okay, so without the Orisa and the Junkrat, I just like how a lot of teams have been playing this. Having the Widowmaker up here and then also having the D.Va up there. Just the body block.
Yeah, I think you really have to invest in just trying to knock everyone off here. You have to like go Zarya, D.Va, Winston, and just try to give a bubble and knock them off top. Or you can rotate around this side. Unturn is going to try to make sure that they are not comfortable over there. They try to jump up over top. Everyone getting very low on MT1.
Yeah, Wreckful, the only survivor there on the high ground. Now he's into a 3v1. He does have that Pocket Mercy, but it's not going to be enough. And VICI Gaming, they were patient. They took that high ground and dislodged all of MT1. And that's the trouble you run into.
Well, it's all in.
Yeah.
It's an all-in strategy that if you get knocked off high ground, that's it. It's fine. It bought them a little bit of time. However, defensively now, they're going to switch over to the Sombra, and they're not even going to be close to an EMP. So VICI has to know this is their best window. Maybe the Tire can buy them some time.
The Tire definitely going to buy them time with that pickup onto Yumu. Crystal got to the backline to get some chip damage off. Yuan Fang, who had just swapped off onto that Sombra, is at about 40%. And with this, he should be able to build up decently. We can get some chip damage off by getting into the back line.
Well, they're running... It's a weird comp, because to run a Reaper into this without, like, kind of slow tanks, the walk-in tanks, your Reinhardts and your Zarya, is going to put a lot on the Reaper. I think he's still good on Anubis last as Dia tries to make his bones work here on the side. They do take down Unturned, but it's going to be a slower push. They need to find more kills.
Blade came out for Jason. He was able to pick up PP with that. Now he's trying to contest, but through all that healing, they were able to get the kill onto Wreckful. Here comes the EMP as he spots out the Zenyatta. We'll go ahead and one-clip him down, but during all that, VICI Gaming have already secured 2 ticks on the point.
It was a solo ult just to take down the Zenyatta, and that one kill might be enough. It just seems really slow for VICI. They're not cleaning up the kills as quickly as they need to, and with Crystal demeching the other D.Va here, it might not be it, but as you mentioned, 2 ticks, they're still going to walk up here, Unturned with a kill onto the Reaper. Reaper, so important to try to close out this last point.
PP just not able to get the proper jumps there, and with that, VICI Gaming, a very slow style to get onto both points, but it worked out for them. They're slow, methodical, picking off one by one. But ultimately, I think it would have to be MT1 trying that wonky composition on A, and then having to reset about 3 ultimates when they had to defend onto B. That was their ultimate downfall up against VICI Gaming.
So yeah, I feel you looking at me, and I know the camera's not on me. I don't know.
That
was
no
weird.
words.
That was a really weird Anubis. Those compositions were very odd. I like to see the Orisa there. I think it's fine for first. They got a nice kill early on. Transition came late. I don't love the EMP just for the Zenyatta there.
Yeah.
I think you can hold that back, especially when you're stalling. You can be invisible on the point and stall it out and then get an EMP onto more people. I know that Zenyatta's like very easy to kill, but I feel it was kind of a cheap way out just to take the Zen there.
Yeah. I think ultimately, okay, so for MT1, they're confident on Anubis. They beat MY on this. They beat MY twice on Control.
It's true.
Or excuse me, on Assault. And so I don't think they're sweating it too much. Their offenses are generally breeze through the defenses. There's Eagle, the primary support for the side of VICI Gaming. So MT1, I think they're just testing the waters, trying to run that composition and see if they can make it work. Because they're going to be able to get B. I'm pretty sure they'll be able to get B.
So I like that composition, actually. And I think they should have run what they wrote. I would like the Junkrat on Mega Pack on the other side earlier. Like, he went over there when they started to come up there on the offense. But
there
I think,
was a long pause.
Yeah, I think if you just set the Junkrat over there earlier, you don't need him up top with your Orisa and your Widow. Like, what is he doing there anyway? So set him somewhere else. I think the
Play
theory,
a bit more zone defense.
Yeah, the theory crafting makes a lot of sense. It's just you're right. They're trying to figure it out.
All right, now VICI Gaming, they're just going to go for this dive defense here. They've already picked up Unturned, so this should be able to... Never mind. Crystal gets the teammate, gets the kill, and they've already found 2. Crystal does get hacked, but still, he's getting the damage across, and they're not really getting the damage onto Crystal. He's able to get back that recall as the hack dissipates, and now VICI Gaming, they've lost all their bodies on the point. MT1, this is what I'm talking about. They know how to play Anubis.
It is a map that they're very good on offense, especially. Their defense, there's some questions there, and I think they're still trying to figure out their defense, but you're right. They know that their offense is going to finish out Anubis with like 4 minutes left. So if you can figure out some semblance of defense, this could be their pocket pick.
Dia swapping off on the side of VICI Gaming. He's going to pick up May, while Jason will have his hand at Doomfist. Now Crystal already into the backline, dropped low, but the pulse bomb comes out, instantly takes out Jason. It's a 6v5 now. MT1, they need to be careful as Wanfang is low. He's slowly getting that passive healing up, and now they're just cleaning up bodies left and right. Dia's gonna try his best, but it looked like he already used his ice block. He'll go down to Wreckful, but as Jason comes in with the respawn, he's able to pick up 1 frag onto PP. Will that be enough for them to stabilize? The EMP is definitely gonna help as Crystal does fall, not able to bounce around with that Tracer, and with that, VICI Gaming, they don't give up a single tick here, and they'll push back MT1.
I give up absolutely nothing. You said Dia tried his best, and his best was making sure that they got absolutely no progress on the point. That's how good May is. Before Sombra was released, this was May's map. They actually buffed Blizzard, so now it touches every bit of the point. She's always been good at knocking off these doors. And there used to be only 2 doors on this map, too, so May's always been good. I really like the May switch here, especially when you know exactly what you've done on offense. To be able to run the May here and deny them everything. They forced out that trance. Come on, you don't trance there, you die there.
That trance gives you no value whatsoever. We'll see, though. This self-destruct doesn't connect. The barriers out for the Winstons. They are now down. Jason trying his best with the Doomfist here. EMP is going to be committed by Yumu, but they've lost 2 bodies already. But there we go. Self-destruct is going to allow them, with the help of Jason, to get the frag onto Malalan. But still, that's only 1 kill for VICI Gaming so far.
They got the May, which was really important so they can maybe start getting progress, but it's taken them so long that the May's going to be back into this fray. There she is. Makes her name known right there as Dia comes in. That is a triple, maybe even a quad kill from Dia.
That is her dove main.
Nailed
You
it.
haven't heard that one. I know. This is the first. Yes, I got it. That's mine. Trademark Jamerson. There we go. But, I mean, that's also one of the strengths, right? We forgot about. May, just the 1 shot onto the Tracer with the alternative fire.
You've played a small amount of Overwatch with me. What do you think I think about the Icicle that 1-shots Tracer?
Oh, you love it.
It's amazing.
The best thing in the world.
Oh, wow, so balanced. All right, well, you know, 150 health, what can I really complain about? Sometimes you just die to an icicle. There goes Crystal down in this fight. 2 people already down in this push, which means the push is essentially over. They're going to just sit on the pack, charge that up. Right now, VICI Gaming looking very good.
They're looking good. MT1 not looking their usual self. Generally, when they play up against the Sombra, their trigger discipline is good. But we saw their EMP came out, they lost a person, but they kept fighting into it. So that now Yumu's sitting on 60% again. I mean, he's been getting his EMP time and time again, but already straight up the gut is MT1. Sound barrier comes out for VICI Gaming as the Transcendence was used by Yuan Fang, and so he's not going to have that invul to survive the Meteor Strike. Unturned will go for the Meteor Strike himself, but he's got almost no health behind it. It's the Blizzard that finishes him off, and once again you fight into Domain, and Dia will be able to dissuade this attack. So they're losing members. Great stall now as the wall is used. Milanlan, oh, this is why I don't like playing Diva.
That's the reason?
Hey, I love just being able to sit there and like defense matrix my team.
Well, this is the Jason that we've known and loved, is going to the back line with your Meteor Strike. He does it better than most other Doomfists. He's able to take down supports constantly. And the thing is, when you take down support in the back line, that's like 100 HP you get. Just because it's an ability, you get the shield up. So he's in the back line, he punches towards his team, sometimes kills a tank on the way there, but Jason's Doomfist has been very good. That's going to be the, you know, pardon my pun here, but the punching power. EMP comes off.
Yeah, Jason, he's got all of that shield. It's so hard to deal with his Doomfist. Even through the anti-heal, he's still going to get the shields. That's 2 rocket punches kills in a row for him. And once again, VICI Gaming will push back. They're actually running all the way towards spawn.
Well, they played against Miraculous Youngster before.
Yeah.
you have to go back to spawn to be safe against very aggressive teams. Right now, they're running out of time. Almost 2 minutes left, just a little bit over. And so far, I mean, MT1 have shown no signs of being able to take any progress on the second point.
Possibly with the swap off onto the Reaper. He swapped before, but never mind. Already, the fist coming out from Jason here, the Doom Fist, already putting the fear into them. We'll push them back once again. MT1, their clock just burning now. They're down to 1 minute and 40 seconds. Oh.
The one thing I worry about VICI is how aggressive they are getting, because they've been winning totally fine. It's not even close, just holding back. And I think that could be a blunder holding far forward. They might get punished for their hubris, and MT1 better hope so, because it's the only window that they have to push in. VICI Gaming has banked every single ult on their side.
MT1, though, also sitting on 5 now as they push forward. Crystal with the nano boost. He does get hacked through that EMP, the Meteor Strike. Picking up that kill onto Yuan Fang, that's going to put a stop to this already. When your Ana is gone, you just do not have that sustain. And that's one way to bounce out the Roadhog on the side of VICI Gaming. And now things are starting to look dire for MT1.
Actually kind of okay with it, because now I think that was baiting out an EMP kind of push, and now they know that like they have one push. Yeah. They have one push, they baited out some ults. Is Crystal the one who never used his Death Blossom before?
K-Heart.
Okay, so K-Heart.
Yeah.
K-Heart, Crystal, sorry.
Burned in my memory.
Yeah, Crystal needs to use his Death Blossom in the next fight.
Hook comes in, Yao Ji takes some damage, but the sound barrier will get him healed right back on up. And the self-destruct won't be able to get any kills there. It's a 1-for-1 exchange as Crystal still hasn't used that Death Blossom.
You gotta finish that kill.
Yeah, Unturned just wasn't able to get that first shot off. You need a shoot, hook, shoot to finish them off, and now they are starting to fight back into a great hook, and that's what we're talking about. That's what we're looking for coming out from Unturned here with this Roadhog, but we're going into overtime now. They have the presence on the side of VICI Gaming to try and stall this out, so now MT1, the best they can do is fight for a draw here, but better than nothing. As the individual hack comes out, it doesn't matter though. This is such a great composition to have if you want to close out this map for MT1 on the offense. They've got the Roadhog, they had the Reaper, never mind. As now Jason is back, and here it is. It's the Blizzard. Did it get eaten?
Maybe. I mean, Blizzard is a projectile that people kind of forget about here. They're doing their best, but as long as you get a couple kills, and it is Jason doing just that on the side of the defense, defense is going to have a really rough time because it's in overtime, because they don't have respawns. You need to get these combos. You need your kill-death ratio to be high, and Jason is doing just that.
So great defense coming up from VICI Gaming here. MT1 just weren't able to figure out what composition they wanted to run into it. And we were talking earlier about Yumu not having the best Sombra, but it looked like MT1 completely forgot how to play against Sombra.
MT1 should have run an offensive Sombra, I think.
Yeah.
At a certain point in time, even though it's going to take you, you're gonna have an EMP for every 2 EMPs. Well, and also Dia. The Dia was an issue. You're gonna have 1 EMP for every 2 EMPs the defense has up, but if you can find like the right spot, it will still win you that fight. You have to sit back by the Mega on back left, and it's not great, but it's how you win Anubis. You need an offensive Sombra, otherwise you're just always at a disadvantage in those fights.
Or they could have tried to run what they ran there towards the end with the Roadhog and the Reaper, where you don't have to rely as heavily on your skills. You just need to have the raw damage output, close range.
Yeah, or even a McCree. I like Electric Cowboy on this last point. I think it's really good to just be able to shut down the Sombra on the other side of things, or maybe just stay away from it. I don't know. You're right. They just didn't have a plan. It seemed like they kept trying the same thing and nothing was working.
Yeah, which is surprising because they're good on Anubis. They beat MY on Anubis. They beat MY on Volskaya. They know how to play on Assault here. But with that victory, VICI Gaming are going to tie it up 1-1 in this best of 5 series. So we'll have map 3 for you guys after this break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're moving straight into the third match between MT1 and VICI Gaming, and it's going to be Nepal, Hex, for this. And it is MT1's pick. How do you feel about that?
I think they need to have a strategy to deal with Dia, who's going to just hang out on high ground on McCree. I think they know that, and maybe they're going to run like a pure dive against it. So I think it's a decent pick. I think they have a strategy for it.
We'll see. Already out the gates, we've got an Ana along with the Pharah, so no mercy. And it looks like it is going to be Jason on the Pharah for the side of VICI Gaming, which he does typically play for them. No one really trying to contest him so far as he's getting some free damage off onto the tank line of MT1, but it's MT1 that starts it all off unturned, not able to get in with that seismic slam, but he will catch up to this Lucio. Just one more damage. Oh, he'll fall, chasing that kill, but still, at this point, MT1 largely winning out the fight as the point has unlocked.
It was a good peel for both the supports to try to keep themselves alive, but not enough. And it took too long. It took way too long for Jason to get any actual damage in there. They are going to switch over to a Mercy now. Yumu on the Mercy.
A little bit of indecision came out. Actually, Jason swapped off onto Doomfist and then back onto Pharah. So he reset his ultimate counter there, but he's going to have that damage boost, and that will definitely aid in building up that barrage. There's no one to really try and deal with him, so we're seeing all this free damage going off, and that's why MT1 at this point, they've realigned their focus. They're going after the tank line, trying to focus them down. Here comes the self-destruct out, but the sound barrier was used by VICI Gaming, so Milanla not able to get anything off of that sound barrier now for MT1 as they re-engage onto VICI Gaming.
Last second barrier absolutely forced out, and now a forced out Transcendence. They are getting some kills on this, but somehow beyond that, VICI Gaming does take the point. I don't understand why MT1 is fighting over there. When you have control against a Fair Mercy, fight below a roof.
Yeah.
A roof will save you from rockets. It's hard to shoot through a roof. In fact, Jamerson, it's impossible to shoot through a roof. I have no idea why they fought over there.
Oh, the res came out along with that barrage, but Unturned is here on cleanup duty. During this time, though, VICI Gaming, like you had mentioned.
Yeah, look how good that comp is when you're fighting on the point under the roof. That's weird.
Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it?
Why are you setting up over here again? Like, you don't have any hit scan to really deal with the Fair Mercy coming in over top. Sit bottom right. There's a pack over there. There's two roofs. You can rotate.
Oh!
There it is. Sure enough.
Yeah, we had the self-destruct coming out over the top. Yumu and Jason. Yumu's tether broken there as Jason tried to conk his way out. He survived that. Yumu definitely didn't. Now, MT1 sitting in a pretty good spot. They're going to have the sound barrier for this next fight, while VICI Gaming, they're running on fumes.
So now they're spread out, which is totally fine. You can have a couple people over on that rooftop, totally fine, just to make sure that they're not getting a ton of splash damage in. They're going to try to backcap this on the bottom there. I think this is a bad comp when you're running into a team that has control of the point already. Two go down, both tanks out of this for VICI.
Oh, Unturned. Just smashing that Tracer up against the wall there with the rocket punch, finishing him off, and no one's able to get on the point on the side of MT1, and so, or excuse me, on the side of VICI Gaming, so MT1 will take Village here. Remember, this is a best of 3 here in Nepal, and so now they're sitting on map point, poised to take the second map victory up against VICI.
MT1 having a good time right there. I think you got to be hoping for Sanctum. If you want to run Fair Mercy, Sanctum's better for it.
I don't think they want to run Fair Mercy. I think they just want to try Fair Mercy on the side of VICI Gaming. I see more of Junkrat coming out from both sides. MT1 probably going to throw a wrench in the works with possibly an Orisa.
I mean, despite MT1 playing that poorly, once they already had control and just sitting out there waiting to eat rockets, they still won that first point rather easily because the ground war was so one-sided. We are going to go over to 2 Shrine, and so no Fair Mercy on the field. Actually, both teams running very similar compositions.
Yeah, it's absolutely mirrored compositions as the Reaper and Tracer for the DPS, and then Reinhardt and Zarya as the charge came out. It's Tanku taking the first step there. 3 kills already going over for VICI Gaming, already looking like a different team.
A different composition, different team. They just win that ground war very easily. It was on the back of their DPS and D and Jason as they're able to clean up all the kills. A little smugness right there. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, it took me actually about a year to learn you could do that with Tracer.
Yeah.
If you emote and use your blinks.
At the same time?
Yeah. And so now, VICI Gaming already at 11% here. MT1, because they were so quickly squashed, they didn't build up too many ultimates. Tanko goes for a charge, but he did have the safety of the projected barrier. Huge Earth Shatter, never mind. They were only able to get 2 kills off of that, but now they're pressing forward. There it is. The cleanup now coming out for VICI Gaming. There's someone on the points. It's Unturned who will ultimately fall.
Unturned does not matter right there. They lost 3 on the entry, and there was no way for them to be able to pull that one back. This stage looking entirely different for VICI Gaming, much more comfortable without running the Fair Mercy. And I'm trying to figure out how MT1 comes in here. Maybe a Pulse Bomb, as Unturned's been the only one to show up in the kill feed for MT1.
Yeah, it has to be the Pulse Bomb. MT1 haven't been able to get anything. A great charge, but no. Wreckful just overshoots it, puts himself into a very vulnerable spot. It's going to be Pulse Bomb kills traded away, but the sound barrier is there for VICI Gaming. MT1 trying their best to fight back into this. They're going to have the Nano Boost. It's actually the Death Blossom for Crystal picking up a 3K. Even though he's in the Wraith form, he will ultimately clean up the Tracer, and with that MT1, they didn't really have to commit much into that at all, other than the Death Blossom and the Pulse Bomb.
It's been a long time since I've seen really nice Blossoms, so I'm very happy to see a 3K Blossom right there. Did not get eaten up, able to grab all 3 that they need. And these compositions, when you're running these Death Balls and these tank-heavy comps, are so much better when you already have control of the points. And you see, like, how are they even going to enter here? They're going to boost the Blossom, but he gets slapped.
And then Unturned comes in with a double kill off the back of his Doom Fist, and they just push them back. Milanlon did commit the Graviton into that last fight, and we've seen historically Milanlon not the quickest at building it up, but they do have enough stall to really try and get it up.
The reason MT1 can hang with all the best teams in the region is because of their flex tank. It's because of Yanfang. I mean, when you hit darts like that, you can change the scope of the battlefield immediately. There's another one!
Oh, the Nano Boost comes out. He's able to block that Earth Shatter, but in the back, we do have Jason able to pick up the kill onto Unturned. Still, the Pulse Bomb not quite connecting there as he does fall back. Wreckful will ultimately die to the Reaper. Now VICI Gaming, they smell blood in the water. They're on the hunt as Jason just walking them down, blinking them down with that Tracer will force them back. Now we're tied up 69-69, but it's in VICI Gaming's favor.
Probably one more fight, really, given how long these fights have gone on and how dragged on they've been. We'll see. There's not a whole lot of check marks on the board here.
I thought that was going to work out for MT1. That was such a great setup. The sleep dart, the lurking sleep dart into the Earth Shatter, but
as somebody who plays enough Ana, I'm already screaming inside. Like that was enough.
How did we lose that?
That was a fight you should have won, really. They're going to get anti-healed on the way in, grabs on both sides. They're going to boost out the Reaper from Dia, and that should be enough. And it will be enough. 99%. VICI Gaming will take the stage.
Yeah, it was a back and forth affair though, but VICI Gaming, they tie it up, and so we'll go to Sanctum to see who will win out on Nepal. Man.
You're gonna see some Rubbish Raccoon, very likely.
Rubbish Raccoon indeed.
Muck Marmot.
I like calling him Landfara, but I understand that.
Landfara.
Because the thing
somehow, that's the most insulting of all of them. Like Trash Mouse, Jugrat, whatever. But calling him Landfara.
But it's not apt anymore because he can take to the skies. He is aerial, so now he is no longer, relegated to the land. And now MT1.
Oh, please run it, Dia.
Oh, I hope so. Triple tank. Possibly for VICI Gaming as the Orisa. One of the first Orisa sightings that we had was here on Sanctum.
It's a great map for her because I believe it's called Halt. I call it Yoink. You just pull people off the edge. Just pull them off. Yoink.
We'll see.
There it is.
First Halt comes out. It's connected onto one. Did he get the kill with it? He does! Crystal goes down. And this is what we were waiting for. This is what we were alluding to earlier on when we were talking about Sanctum. There's just so much utility coming out from this Orisa, and especially because you can't avoid those ledges, really.
Now, look, Stairs has always been a shield battle.
Yeah.
It's always been about who can crack shields first, who can get the most going on first. Almost gets that Yoink there, does not. But also, we just learned that Cowboys can't fly.
Now we do have a double boop out for PP, along with that Riptire. Crystal falls again to the Hulk. That's 2 for 2 for Dia on the attempt on to Crystal.
Crystal
but
should
still.
just switch to like Farah
Farah.
right now. Yeah, just to make
Never
sure that
again.
you can fly.
Never again. Now, MT1 in a pretty powerful spot here. Instead, they're going to back away. There's a lot of shields on the side of VICI Gaming they have to crack through
Crystal,
here.
Crystal did switch to Farah.
Never again, but somehow it's going to happen. All right. It's a 1-for-1 exchange. Tanku goes down. Milanlan on the side of MT1 will fall. The Nano Boost is committed onto Yaoji on this Roadhog. Nano Boost onto Wreckful there, but it's again unturned with that Rip Tire. Never mind. Unturned takes out the Rip Tire as the sound barrier is used by the side of MT1, and somehow they lose the point off that.
Crystal gets a bit of redemption, takes out the Orisa on the other side of things, and you know, jokes aside, a Farah rather is very
Sky
good here.
Junkrat.
Yeah, Skyrat. Skyrat coming in from Crystal.
Skyrat and the Land of Tomorrow.
So now you're forcing out switches from the other side of things too, as Dia has to go to McCree to deal with it, so it's counters on counters on counters. And Crystal has done a lot of work here, already has Barrage up.
Yeah, he's got the barrage up. The sound barrier, it looks like there was a boot. Milanlan falls into the pit to find Mandata's gold, and Crystal with the barrage goes unpunished. There we go. Dia connects with the shots with this McCree now. He's picked up a double kill on the hunt for a third as he tries to fan the hammer. Will ultimately just change up his target, but the Lucio, kind of slippery, makes it out. Now it's 42-42.
Putting a lot of pressure on, not finishing those kills. A little bit, you know, not quite the focus that you need there, as he says, howdy. Gonna sit back there, but they've had control at this point, so it doesn't matter. As long as you push them back, you're in a decent position. Tire coming out, though, and Tire probably going off the edge. The tires on Sanctum have been just bonkers.
Yeah, it's just killer rubber coming in from the top. He takes out Jason there. Nano boost onto Wreckful as he's on the points now. Milanlan tries to get into the back line. But there we go. With that, Zarya just able to burn down that mech, and they'll be able to get the kill and flip the point. Finally, VICI Gaming able to get 75 off the back of that hold, though.
One more fight for VICI Gaming to pull it back and then win it again. They're going to have Tire in, Deadeye up, and those are going to be interesting to see combo together, because it's going to make the tanks a little scramble a little bit. You don't just want to sit there and hold up your shields when a Tire's coming at you. VICI Gaming, not a ton of work with. We've not really seen great shatters in the entirety of the tournament, Jaberson. There's only been like one or two fatty shatties.
Yeah, hopefully we see one here, but it's the Rip Tire. Jason getting into the back line. This is going to be huge. That's a double kill. Unturned and Crystal down now. We've got the Electric Cowboy on the side of VICI Gaming too. Dia, not many targets left for him to take out though at that point. And so with that, VICI Gaming will flip it. Going to come down possibly to this final fight.
Oh, now he's got the Zoding Deadeye too. He can just sit back. I think that he's on the wrong side of the stairs. He needs to be backing up. I think he's going to try to look for just like maybe a pot shot here or there on the entry, but this is exactly where he needs to be. Right here, we'll close out the point on the Deadeye if they can just find a way to crack the shields, and with a rat, maybe.
Oh, Deadeye is used there as Wreckful was sent to the sky somehow. Dia connects. Double kill, Wreckful and PP down. PP had one final kill before he fell. Now they're trying their best, RMT1, but it's all VICI Gaming now on the ultimate kill feed as they've picked up 3. It's in overtime. The candle, the wick burning away. MT1 trying their best to keep this alive. They do have Wreckful there. He hasn't been able to use the shatter this entire time. He's bullied off the point, and with that, VICI Gaming now sitting on match point up against MT1.
You see the importance of order of operations there, because they both had Deadeye.
Yeah.
But when you come off in the Deadeye first and get a couple of kills, scope of the battlefield changes entirely. That you're a 6v4, everything's opened up for your McCree there. You see him finishing off the kills, and then you send a Reinhardt back to spawn holding Shatter.
Yeah. It's always been kind of difficult on this map to really try and set up a good Earth Shatter, especially when there's Zarya's on the field.
It's not, though, if you just hold, like, when you have control. If you hold right outside a point.
Oh, yeah.
So
they never had that opportunity, though.
It's the strength of your tank compositions.
Zarya.
Yeah, even like you think about, like, Control Center. When you're running Reinhardt Zarya, is once you have it, once you've taken it, then you never let anyone back in. You're grabbing on entry. You're earth-shattering on entry, and that's the problem. And they held too far back. I think you hold that doorway, you can look through the windows, you can see where they're coming, and you get a flank shatter. And I don't know what it is about, like, maybe Reinhardt's just new to this region because we've not seen really good Reinhardt play.
Last year at APAC, I wasn't terribly impressed by any of the Ryan play, and we haven't been able to see it as much.
Good Winstons.
Yeah, definitely great Winstons, but, you know, Reinhardt really coming back into the meta after the 1.14 patch, and so it looks like a lot of teams are relearning him. Like you had mentioned earlier, we've only seen 2 really good Earth Shatters throughout the last 3 weeks or so.
That's fair.
And so it might just be something that, you know, these teams, these main tank players just aren't as practiced with. We're going to take a short break.
Yeah.
As we continue out this match. Remember, this is the 3rd, 4th place match here for the Overwatch Premier Series Grand Finals week. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. VICI Gaming now in the lead 2-1 up against MT1 in the Overwatch Premier Series Grand Finals, fourth place match. And, you know, this is important. We had said at the start of the match that, hey, fourth, you walk away with nothing but seeding. Third place is where it's at. That's where you place in the money. That's 100,000 yuan, 15K USD for them.
Yuan Fang?
Yuan Fang.
Is that maybe where the name comes? I don't know.
Yes. Chinese currency is based off an Overwatch player's name.
Clearly.
I'm pretty sure. I want to say it's yuan. I don't have confirmation on that. I've just always called it that.
That's daring of you.
It really is.
Just go up right away.
Yen's Japanese. Won is Korean.
Crowns are Czech. I know that. That was the last place I traveled to. Yeah.
Zloty. That's Polish.
Zloty Dotty, we like to potty.
Is that a thing? Is that
No.
See, all right, so Hex is like, he's just a savant when it comes to quoting songs and movies and books.
The dumbest things
never
possible.
know.
That's true. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Books, the dumbest things in the world. Yeah, let's get back to the match at hand. VICI Gaming now, they're looking much better.
Yeah, speaking of things that are incomprehensible, this entire set has been odd. It's just felt odd that they're running different compositions. We had an Orisa double yoink on a McCree, made him switch into Pharah, and then you had to switch into a McCree to counter the Pharah. It's been kind of all over the place.
We ended up at the compositions we were expecting.
Yeah.
Once the off meta picks came out.
It's pretty much my Mystery Heroes games.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. It really is. It looked at this point. Even on Nepal, right? We had Jason who started off with the Pharah and then swapped off on Doofus back to the Pharah.
Again was fine, but then once they beat the Pharah Mercy, they still hung out and like, hey, I would like to eat a rocket right now. They just hung out on the high ground, which made no sense. It's been a baffling set, but someone's going to win some cash.
Yeah. Some
which is
cash
what I
money.
call cash.
Cash money. Cash yuan in the pocket there. But... You know, it's already great because all these four teams, they've secured their spot into APAC.
Yeah.
We haven't had any announcements yet for which Korean teams, which Western teams, and which OPC teams. I figure for OPC, it'll just be the top four.
Okay. So I've been asking you very definitive questions, which is not great casting practice, by the way. So, but I'm going to do it again. Where do you think Miraculous Youngster ends up in like APAC? Are they top 2?
Yes. Easily. They have the pool. They have the ability to tilt their opponents, right?
Yeah.
They play in a style that's very similar to Selfless on the side for Miraculous Youngster.
Right.
And I think with that kind of tempo play where you take people out of their comfort zone and make them play your game, they can definitely do that to the Koreans.
I agree, because I want an NY jersey. Send it my way. I tried to flare up on the subreddit, and it took away my check mark. I was verified before, and then I got unverified, because I was trying to rep the OWPS.
Yeah.
We've been out here for a long time. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. I hope you're enjoying the region as much as we are. It's actually been really fun.
It's refreshing.
Yeah.
It's refreshing.
It really
after,
is, yeah.
After 2-2-2 dive,
After
and then the triple
dive for like
DPS
6
dive.
months, yeah.
Yeah, it's been great to see. I mean, we got to see an Orisa and Junkrat and Widowmaker all in one composition on Anubis. It didn't work out, but we saw it, and it was great to see. You know, the contenders guys, like at best, they got out of, I think it was Renegades, the Holy Trinity, where they ran the Junkrat, Orisa, and Torbjorn. But that's all the fun they had. We've had all the fun here for the OWPS. It's going to be Kings Row. We've also got a swap off on the side of, I believe it's VICI Gaming. They brought in Rookie.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've been trying to give Rookie a little playing time.
No, it's great. And it's generally been here on Kings Row because his Zarya play is outstanding.
Is it that much better than Yao Ji's, though? Like, I think they just want to get him some playing time, because I don't think Yao Ji's been like a bad Zarya
No,
or
he
a
hasn't
good
been a
Zarya.
slouch. He hasn't been a slouch at all.
But Rookie hasn't been like an amazing Zarya either. Maybe they expect him to be better. He hasn't had like the best of games, just even going back to like yesterday. It's been
well, he's only had like 3 opportunities to play so far.
True.
So he's really living up to his moniker.